This man is crazy. A crocodile is charging right at him, but instead of running away, he pretends to faint and falls to the ground. As the crocodile gets closer and closer, the puppy barks frantically to warn him. Jack knows the crocodile has taken the bait. He jumps to his feet immediately, and, while the crocodile isn't looking, shoves it into the sewer. Then he seals it shut tightly with a manhole cover. Meanwhile, his girlfriend drags a sofa over and pressed it down firmly onto the manhole cover. It turned out this was all part of their plan. Their goal was to get the crocodile's eggs. Next, they used sunglasses to focus the light and combined that with the method of rubbing sticks together to make fire. Finally managing to eat the crocodile eggs, after regaining their strength, they stood on the sofa and tried to climb up by forming a human ladder. But the pool was 6 meters deep. They couldn't even reach the bottom. After several failed attempts to escape, they moved the sofa aside and planned to exit through the sewer. Once the crocodile crawled out, they quickly slipped into the manhole. When the crocodile realized its eggs were gone, it charged at them in a rage. Fortunately, Jack reacted quickly. He slid into the sewer in a flash, just narrowly avoiding the crocodile's attack. Now they were finally safe. While the crocodile was still roaring furiously at the manhole cover, Jack immediately crawled to the exit and tried to pry it open. Just then, the puppy suddenly let out a yelp. It turned out the puppy had spotted a drone. Jack hurriedly shouted for help, but the person controlling it didn't seem to notice. They couldn't let this opportunity slip away. Jack rushed back the way they came, but when he returned to the pool, he was completely dumbfounded. It turned out to be just a toy. There was no camera attached to it, but he still shouted at the drone. He believed the operator must be nearby. Meanwhile, the crocodile beside him seemed to be mocking him, thinking he'd never escape from here. Just then, a strong gust of wind blew in. It knocked down the barbed wire nearby. The wire was just long enough for him to climb up. Jack saw a glimmer of hope. He quickly began climbing up, but it wasn't that simple, because the wire was covered in sharp spikes. He hadn't been climbing long before his hands were covered in blood. He could only grit his teeth and keep climbing. However, the wire wasn't secure. Jack nearly fell. Then, using a strip of cloth, he managed to reach the ground. Just as he was about to succeed, the wire suddenly snapped, and Jack instantly lost his balance. He crashed heavily to the ground.